Lenny's God, Rugged is fourth, and now Carberry takes off with Ragazzo Dioro around them. At the 550, he's on the march with the raging favourite coming to the bend. Pike pulled out, Reefkeeper to following up to the corner, then 2 lengths Taxigano under heavy pressure. Quest of Venus and at the ready. Around the corner, Dragon Commander giving them something to catch, but here comes the favourite starting to loom, Ragazzo Dioro. 3 lengths away, Reefkeeper, and they're followed further back behind them. Walk All Over You, Quest of Venus. He's got a job on his hands to really haul in Dragon Commander. He draws the whip, Ragazzo Doro. The outside now gets his head in front of Dragon Commander. Reefkeeper running to third, but he had to really earn his victory. Ragazzo Doro, he really didn't win like a long-odds-on favourite, but he got the job done enough. Beat home Dragon Commander and Reefkeeper. Behind them came Taxigano making up some headway, and so did At the Ready. Quest of Venus, Lenny's God, Rugged further back, and the last of them home is Walk All Over You. $1.40, and you were willing it to the line, really. Over the final 150, he loomed up and looked as though he was going to dispense with Dragon Commander. But Bam Bam Forest kept on riding Dragon Commander with plenty of vigour. The last start maiden winner, Ragazzo Doro, out of the Guineas, placed there at Group 2 level and has got there by about a long neck to a half a length. Reefkeeper back third, Taxigano running on into fourth placing. 1, 2, 4, 5 they'll be. 1:38.50 the time. 35.67 the split. Ragazzo Dioro by Medaglia Doro from Dane Beeler. For Des DeLargy and G. Hanna. Mrs. R. Thomas, David, Jenny Harrison, trained by David Harrison, ridden by Patrick Carberry. Getting the job done here over the 1600 metres, but not as emphatically as many probably would have thought. Dragon Commander second, ran bravely in front, took them into that early sea breeze by Hassan Lightning out of Dragon Princess for S.K. Orr, Fred Kersley, Rene Forrest, and Reefkeeper, who followed Ragazzo Doro up to the corner. It plugged home by Vital Equine out of Endless Reef for Lorraine McCann, Daniel O'Connor, Mrs. J. Montague, trained by Daniel O'Connor, ridden by William Pike. Taxigano fourth. 1:38.5 the time there for race number 2. The third, the Tab Touch Perth Cup Day, 31st of December handicap over the 1600 metres at 4 minutes after 2. The late scratching of 3 special delivery. So down now to the 8 runners in the next on the card. Well, it certainly turned out to be a real grind for Ragazzo Doro as we take you down now to the enclosure after the victory of the long odds-on favourite.
Really good performance there by Ragazzo Doro. Took a bit of time to get down the straight and get the job done and bring up its first win there after racing really well in some Group 2 company. We've got some connections down here as well. Gents, well, who wants to have a chat? Everyone's pointing the finger. I'm coming to you then. Really good performance by Ragazzo. Just took a little bit of time to knuckle down late and actually find the front for the first time.
Yeah, I think they just turned it into a sprint home, so probably not ideal sort of setup for him, but still got the job done, which was good.
Speaking of David Harrison, I mean, the results have been so impressive. 5th in the Faritha, then finishing 3rd in the Group 2 Guineas, but he still believes his horse is still a prep away, still very raw and immature, and plenty of positives then, isn't there?
I think so, yeah. I wouldn't take into, what he done today and what he beat, so, yeah, just going forward, he's probably right there.
Do you know the plans going forward, or will it be this will be about it now for this spell?
I haven't really spoke to David about it. He's gone away for a week, so no, not really, but I think you might be on the money there.
Certainly looks a really nice type. Congratulations on the win.
Thanks very much.
Chris. Patrick Carberry, and just discuss that win of Ragazzo d'Oro. Paddy, it was one when you probably take a look at the margin for a $1.45 favourite. It doesn't look great, but when you take in the factors of the race, the speed they went through the early stages and the way that your guy just really relaxed over the line, a couple of positives, I'd say.
Yeah, rate this horse pretty highly. Obviously dropping down in class from the Guineas, but his work on Tuesday was top-notch. Both myself and David had thought that he'd definitely come on from the run in the Guineas. Not so much fitness-wise, but he's just starting to learn his trade. He's a big horse with a lot of ability, but he's got a great nature. He's just starting to switch on and know what it's all about. Renee was getting it pretty easy up front, and it's just a matter of knowing what you got under you and how fast they're going up front. And ideally you don't want to use them like that generally, but I know how good the horse is, and I backed him in, and I thought he was pretty soft on the line.
For a horse that's clearly a prep away, just as you said, every run seems to be improving and starting to understand this game, which is all you can be asking for at the moment.
Yeah, we'd only had one run last prep, which was over 1,000. So he's probably, a prep away from some of the horses that he raced against in the Guineas. But they tell me that his breed don't stay, but I reckon he will stay, but the proof will be in the pudding.
Certainly good signs if he can do that. You'll be hoping to get another win for David Harrison a little bit later. One thing you can guarantee with Smoko, Rebel King in the race, there'll be speed for Fly Tego. Should be suited.
Yeah, it's only a small field. It's probably as strong as field as he's met for a while, but he's pretty much on the minimum, and I think he'll go well.
Paddy, well done. There's Patrick Carberry, winning jockey aboard of Ragazzo d'Oro, which is